friends. Okay, so Mrs. Wolf promised you that when we read that story that talked about macaroni and cheese and helping to make macaroni and cheese at home, that she would show you an easy recipe for macaroni and cheese. So here it is. And friends, for this recipe, you're gonna need some elbow macaroni, right? Which elbow macaroni is elbow and macaroni mean the same thing, right? Some milk, 2 cups of milk. This is my 2-2-2 recipe. 2 cups of uncooked macaroni, 2 bars of cheese. You can get an 8 ounce or a 10 ounce, and I like to use a really, really sharp cheddar cheese. 2 cups of milk, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. So Mrs. Wolf is going to put the flour right into that melted butter, and she's going to whisk it together. She's going to take her whisk and whisk it together. Yeah, and then put it on the heat, which we all know that when we turn the oven on, right, you are asking mommy and daddy to turn the stove and the oven on. That's not what you do yourself. And then after that flour and butter, which is something called a roux, R-O-U-X, yeah, a roux cooks a little bit, we're gonna add the milk slowly to that. And meanwhile, Mrs. Wolf is gonna also grate that cheddar cheese, the 2 bars of cheddar cheese that she has. Friends, you may have your own favorite recipe already. Mommy may have her own favorite recipe for macaroni and cheese. Lots of people love macaroni and cheese. And Mrs. Wolf got her recipe from her grandma, and she learned to make macaroni and cheese from her grandma. And your grandma or your abuela may, or your nana may have a recipe that they really love for macaroni and cheese. And if you want to use that one instead, that's fine. I just like this one because it's really easy to remember, and because it's a good way for the friends to help in the kitchen, because you can help stir things, right? But if you are interested in macaroni and cheese, and who isn't interested in macaroni and cheese, Mrs. Wolf has this book which has a great recipe for macaroni and cheese. And if you're interested in why macaroni and cheese is so popular in America, you might be interested, or mommy might be interested in reading a little bit from this book. This is a book called Jubilee, Recipes from 2 Centuries of African American Cooking. And it has a recipe for macaroni and cheese in there, and it also talks about the man who kind of introduced macaroni and cheese to the United States, and he was a man named James Hemings. So you might want to, if you are interested, you might want to see if you could get that book from the library or get it from Amazon, and mommy could read that and tell you a little bit more about why macaroni and cheese is so popular in the United States. Okay, so Mrs. Wolf is going to get ready to add the milk to that flour and butter, and then after that she adds the cheese, but I'm not going to even show you that because it's going to take a while. Okay, so friends, I'll be back when the sauce is ready to mix in with the macaroni. Bye. Okay friends, we are back, and Mrs. Wolf has got her cooked macaroni, and she has her beautiful cheese sauce, and she's now going to do the part that she bets the friends would really like to help with. Once mommy or daddy or grandma or grandpa or whoever is helping you has taken the sauce out of the hot pan and let it cool off a little bit, right? Then it's time for the friends to help mix the macaroni with the cheese sauce. Oh my goodness, friends, it looks so delicious. And we are not done yet though. Mrs. Wolf has been preheating her oven, and Mrs. Wolf's gonna put the macaroni in a baking dish, yeah? And friends, if you have a spoon, you might wanna help put the macaroni in the baking dish, right? But again, you're doing this with mommy and daddy, helping them out, or they're helping you out. We all help each other. And we get that all into the baking dish. And remember, right, we have to bake this. We can't just leave it like this because it's not as good. There goes Mrs. Wolf's doggies making noise. Okay, so here is this beautiful macaroni and cheese in the baking dish, and now is a good time, friends, to take a spoon and just make sure that it is delicious, right? Friends, it's going to be so good once it has been baked. Yeah? So don't worry, everybody. Mrs. Wolf was raised right. She's going to bake this now. Okay, so into the oven it goes. Woo. 425 degrees for about, I start checking it about half an hour. Sometimes it goes to 45 minutes, however long it takes for the top of it to get nice and brown. Now, friends, you may want to put something on top of yours, like, some people put breadcrumbs on top or something like that. You may want to add things to yours. Some people put shrimp or lobster into their macaroni and cheese. But I thought we would make it easy and simple for the friends today to give it a try at home. All right, we will be back when it's time to take the macaroni and cheese out of the oven and look at it. Okay, friends, that macaroni and cheese has been in the oven for 40 minutes. And now it is time to take it out of the oven. And we remember, friends, that when we are in the hot oven, it's Mommy and Daddy who are taking that out. Oh, friends, look at that beautiful macaroni and cheese. Can you see that? Mrs. will hold that up so you can see. Oh. Now, friends, it is super, super hot. So we have to wait for it to cool off a little bit. And macaroni and cheese is always better if it sits for a little bit. So we're gonna let this sit for about an hour just to kind of set up and look at that beautiful brown top, right? So 40 minutes at 425. But the good thing about this macaroni and cheese is that you can kind of let it go for longer at 350 in the oven if you want to stretch it out until it's time for dinner. Or you can make it go a little faster by making it a little hotter in the oven. So friends, I hope that you try making some macaroni and cheese with Mommy, Daddy, Grandma, Grandpa, whoever is around to help you cook, because it is delicious. Okay, friends, bye-bye.